Hey guys, John Stevens here again at Working Man Success. Hey, look, if you're trying to build your way up the ladder of success and create the best life you can for you and your family, you're going to get a lot of value out of this channel. I'm going to come on here every day and talk about the ideas, concepts, practical plans, attitudes, all that kind of stuff that can give you a leg up that you can put in operation every single day that will help you climb the ladder of success and create a life you can be proud of as a working man. There's this idea on the internet that you have to build a business, you have to be an entrepreneur, you have to be an investor, all that kind of stuff to build a great life for you and your family. That's not true. You can be an everyday average working man and create a wonderful life. Uh, just just going to work and doing the right thing every single day and putting yourself in a position to climb the ladder. So, guys, today I want to talk to you about mindset. So, success, if you go back and watch my previous videos and all the ones to come, all of them are kind of based toward ideals and concepts that you can keep in your mind to move you forward. But in order to implement all that stuff, you have to have the right mindset. And I'm going to tell you the mindset today that keeps most people from failing. So, in order to move up the ladder of success, you have to get it in your head that it's possible, right? You have to understand. You have to believe that you can do it. You have to believe that it's possible, and realize that the problem with most people is they never get to that point. They never get to the point where they think they can build a great life. They think they can make a lot of money. They think they can create a life for them and their family to be proud of, and have the nicer things in life and go on great vacations and all that good stuff in our life. Whatever your hobbies are, being able to enjoy your hobbies and let your wife have the nicer things in life. So people just do not get it in their head. They don't think that they can do it, and that's their main problem in their life. So that's where you got to get to. Now, the other problem is, why is it so hard for people to get to that? Because most people do not have somebody in their life that has done it, right? They don't have a close family member. They don't have a mentor. They don't have one of their close friends in their life, in their immediate life that they're around on a daily basis that has already done it. So they don't have the perspective of being able to do it. And that's all it is. Like, you got to believe you can do it. And you got to have the perspective that you can do it. And most people just do not have the perspective in their life because they don't have anybody in their life that has already done it. And if you don't have somebody close to you that has created a successful, wonderful life just by working their way up the ladder of success, well, how do they come, how do they think it's possible? It's hard. It's hard to get to that place in your mind. So you have to seek out the perspective. You have to look for people that has done it. You can't just live in your little bubble and not get outside your bubble and expect to grow and expand your mind in a way that is going to produce major results on your way up the ladder. So that's the main topic today, guys. And how do you develop this mindset? Well, you got to seek these people out, right? You gotta seek out mentors, and you got to look for people that have what you want. And it doesn't even have to be somebody that you can talk to personally. It doesn't have to be somebody in your family. It doesn't have to be somebody you work with. It doesn't have to be a friend. It can be somebody that you read about. It can be a book. This is one of the best ways to develop it, and this is how I did it, right? I read stories and books of people that come from the bottom and went to the top. It's like the rags to riches stories that you hear, like Nobody cares if somebody is born in a situation that they have money, everything's handed to them, they have a silver spoon in their mouth, and positions are handed to them, and money's handed to them, and they never have to build anything on their own, but they live on a very high level. Nobody cares about that. What people like hearing is people that started at the bottom of something, worked their way up to the top, and created it by the way they work, their work ethic, their actions, their attitudes, the concepts that they hold in their mind. So it is very possible, and it happens to a lot of people. But that's one thing that creates a huge opportunity for everybody is 90% of everybody around does not have somebody in their family, does not have somebody in their friend group, does not have a mentor that will help them develop the mind that they can be successful. So they never go that way. They never step out of their bubble. And that's why the few that do, the few that, understand that we are creators. We create, we're builders, and we can create and build a life to be proud of. And the people that understand that and step outside of their little bubble and start working in a direction to do that, they succeed faster, because we're living in a world right now where it is easier to succeed. It's easier to get to the top than it ever has been, because there's less competition. The school systems and society has built this bubble around us that closes our mind in, and they're trying to put us in a situation that wherever you're born, you stay there. And that's normally what happens. If you're born in poverty, you usually stay in poverty. If you're born in riches, you usually stay in riches, right? If you're born in the middle class, you stay in the middle class. But I'm just telling you, wherever you're born, you can, if you're born in lower middle class, you can work your way up to the upper middle class. And you can't even go higher than that. You can go as high as you want to, depending on, how much effort you want to put into it. But that's on you. You got to decide where you want to go, and you got to decide how much effort and you want, and how much sacrifices you want to give. To work your way up the ladder of success and build a great life, it does take sacrifices. You're going to have to give up a little time, goofing off. And you're going to have to give up some time on some of your hobbies and some of your addictions and all that kind of stuff. You're going to have to give some of that up. And so, guys, the main takeaway here is you got to get to the point where you believe that you can do it. And how do you get there? Is seek people out that has already done it. You can read books about these people. You can find them on YouTube. You can listen to influencers that has done it themselves. And there's influencers that tell stories of people that's done it. These people are everywhere. There's a lot more than you think they are, and they have started at the bottom, worked their way to the top, and it's all because of mindset. They didn't buy in to the narrative that's being pushed today that you are where you are and you can do nothing about it. And that's totally false. It's completely false. All you have to do, like I said, I'm starting to repeat myself, but it's important. All you have to do is understand the concepts, ideals, practical plans, and attitudes that will move you in that direction, and follow through with them. Because when you do that, you're putting yourself outside the norm. You're separating yourself from the masses. And what does that do? Well, that moves you up the ladder of success. And guys, like you gotta know, first thing you gotta do is define where you want to be. What you want your life to look like in a year, 3 years from now, 5 years from now. You gotta get clear on what you want your life to be. What do you want your relationship with your wife to be? What do you want your banking account to look like? What do you want your health and fitness to look like? And then just create a simple plan. Like we've already talked about, creating a simple plan is not hard at all. It's just daily action steps that move you in that direction. And then you stick to it longer than anybody else does, because nobody else is going to stick to it. Nobody else is ever going to sit down long enough to create a vision in their head, a compelling future, and they are not going to create a plan that moves them in that direction. And if they do get that far, they're surely not going to stick to it. So all you have to do is them three things, and you can create whatever you want to in life. You can live the life you want, but you have to build in you the acceptance that you can do it, and you have to move. You have to take action, and you have to move in that direction. So seek out people that has done it. And when you read these stories over and over, and you hear these stories about people that do, they have come from nothing and they live a great life, they live very successfully. And when you learn, like when you hear that over and over and over and over in your mind, you're training your mind. That's your new bubble. Like, that's your new perspective on life. And when you start thinking that way, it gives you enough faith that you can move forward with your vision and your plan. So guys, that's the one I wanted to tell you today. If you got value out of this, please share it with somebody who needs to hear it. I'm sure y'all know a lot of people, and I'm really wanting to reach the younger guys out here. Anywhere from high school age guys to 30, 40-year-old guys, anywhere in that range. Like, these are the people that really, really need to hear this stuff. So if you know a nephew, if your sons, your nephews, if you have somebody else in your family or a friend, whatever, like, I really think they're going to get a lot of value in this, and you can help change their life by sending them videos like this, and get in the comments and also tell them, your experience with it. And give me a like, give me a subscribe, all that good stuff, and we'll see y'all on the next one. Thanks for listening, guys.